Well, good morning, Alpine guy out here in southern Idaho. And we decided to go ahead and replace these Costco GC2 golf cart batteries. They've been in the RV, I thought for 8 years, but they are actually on their 9th year of use. And they are still holding a charge well, but they're starting to gas a lot. In other words, if you look here, you'll see a lot of electrolyte coming out around the caps, and you can see it right there, and you can see some right there around the negative terminal. And so with that outgassing, that tells me that the batteries are nearing end of life. And another thing that I started to notice here, about a month or so ago, is if you look at the casings on these batteries, you can see, you can see where they're kind of rippled and bulged a little bit. You may be able to see that and may not be able to see that. And then if we look straight down, we can actually see this case is bulged outwards a little bit at the bottom, and this one is starting to bulge. So that's a sign that the cells are starting to come apart inside, and sooner or later one of them is going to short out, and that'll leave us with the issues we don't need. So we've gone ahead and picked up a new set of Costco batteries, and we've got two new GC 225s, or GC2 6-volt batteries. And I like this because the date on both batteries was 6/25, so they're pretty darn fresh. We're happy with that. And there's a barcode if anybody's interested. These batteries were $107 a piece. And we'll zoom in so that you can see the specs on these batteries. They're the same as the other batteries that I just yanked out. So 6 volts a piece, 105 reserve capacity, amp hour is 210. When we look at these batteries, you see there's no outgassing, and there's no bulge cases like you see on the older batteries. And we'll do a side shot down the side. And so all in all, these batteries should give us, I'm looking for probably another 8 years. Quick check of the electrolyte levels is right up to snuff like it should be. And this one is the same way. These batteries weigh about 57 pounds a piece, so they're heavy. You don't want to drop one on your toe. And we're going to measure the individual voltage on each one of these old batteries. 6.23 volts on the first battery. And we're now on the second battery, and we've got 6.27 volts. So that's the difference. One was 6.23, the other is 6.27. Now we're going to measure the brand new batteries, and these have not been put on a charge or anything. This is just as is, out of the store, off the shelf. And we've got 6.31 on the first battery. And now we're measuring the second new GC2 battery, and we've got 6.31. So 6.31 on both batteries that have been sitting on the shelf, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 weeks. The guy told me they just got the shipment in a week ago, so we'll take that with a grain of salt. But they're brand new. Dates on both batteries are 6/25, and they're both reading 6.31 volts. And what I'm going to do now is, it's starting to get hot out this morning, so what we're going to do now is we're going to tie both these batteries together, negative to positive, and then I'm going to put my charger on it, and we're going to condition charge these batteries prior to installing in the fifth wheel. And so we've got these new batteries wired together in series, just like they'd be installed in the fifth wheel. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the charger and put a bit of a charge on these batteries before we put them in the fifth wheel. And so we've hooked up the charger, and 16.4 amps going into both batteries. And what we'll let that do is we'll get a full charge on these before we put them in the fifth wheel, and then the converter won't have to work so hard on these brand new batteries to get them up to par. And we'll wrap this video up. We put these on charge at about 9:30 this morning, and so we'll check them in about 3 hours and see where we're at. And we'll get a good full charge on them, then we'll wait till this evening when the weather's cooler again and the sun is back down, and reinstall. I won't bore you with the installation. Again, these are two 6-volt GC2 batteries wired in series that gives you 12 volts. And for $109 a piece, you can't complain. That's, what is that, $210 plus tax. And we expect to get 8 years of service out of them. We'll have to see if I'm alive that long. I'm 71 now, so who knows? We'll see what happens. The old batteries served us well for 9 years, and those batteries cost us $89 when we bought them. So if you have a Costco or a Sam's Club membership and you're looking at an affordable battery, they're not fancy like the lithium batteries, but they cost a heck of a lot less. So there you go, Alpine Guy here in Idaho. We'll catch you later. And just one quick update. This is after about 3 hours of charging. Initially, we were seeing about 16.4 amps when we first connected the charger conditioner, and now we're down to about 7.8 amps after about 3 hours of charging conditioning. And so by around 7 this evening or so, as the sun gets down, these should be fully charged and we'll be ready to reinstall in the Alpine and hopefully provide us 7 to 8 years of service easily for a cost of $230, $240 for both batteries with tax and everything. Yep, there are lithium batteries out there and all other sorts of types, but it's your pocketbook, spend what you want. These will do just fine for us. Alpine Guy, take care.